Hey Professor, so this is my homework assignment 2, the messenger application. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to do a little demonstration, but as you can see my code is right here on the right, but I'll get to that in just a minute. So for the demonstration, what I'm going to do is I'll start up the server, and then I will start up the client, and now from the client I'll say hello there, and you can see it appears over here on the server, and then the server can say hi back, and then it registers on the client. And then from the server, or the client, from the client, I'll enter nothing, and then when I enter nothing, the program exits. And also, I will demonstrate what happens when if the server is the one to send nothing, then the program will also end. So now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to take you through my code. So basically what happens here in my code is I have the messenger class that I set up here. I did this in Java, and so I make my read message class, which implements runnable so I can use threads, and then I create a reader object and an output object right here, and then the reader and output just has a little constructor there, pretty basic. And then so every time we start a thread, the run method's going to be called right here that I believe is overriding the runnable run method. And so what's going to happen here is we're just going to be waiting for that input from the user, and then so actually getting into my main method where I can show you the server code. So basically how we know it's the server is we're going to check if we have this -L here that denotes like being the server. So once we have that L and we have our two arguments and we have the -L, what we do is we're going to get the port number, and then from the port number we're going to create we're going to try to create a socket using that port number, and then we're going to listen for a connection to be made for the socket to the socket and accept it. Then I read a lot of the Java documentation because I wasn't really 100% sure how to explain all of these classes that we needed to use for this assignment. So I do have a lot of the Java documentation here. So from the input, so then we get the input stream, we get the output stream. This is going to, we create the ISR to get the system.in so we can interpret all of the different information that's getting passed around from the server to the client. And we create our reader, which uses the ISR, it reads the text from the character input stream. So we also have this line, and the reason we declare this line is so that down here we can be able to set it equal to the user's input. So then over here we create that read message object. You saw the read message class up here. What we're going to do is we are going to create that and give it the output and the reader. So then we'll create a thread and start the thread using our read message object. And then so while that thread is running, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be continuously checking that line and making sure it's not null, because if it's null, and then we want to end the program and skip down here, because that's what I showed in the demonstration, so that like when you enter a null line, it's just going to exit the program. So so if the line length is 0, we're also going to break, and that'll exit the program. If it's null, which pretty much is the same thing, but I thought why not double check it. And then otherwise, if we do get input from the server or the client, then what we're going to do is we're going to print the line. So moving on, so the client code is pretty repetitive. I mean, it's kind of the same type of thing. It's just that we're not looking for that -L because we're the client, so all we have is the port number and the server address. So if the server address is provided, then we will have two arguments, and so that's what tells me, hey, I should probably set the server address equal to the second argument since it was provided. Otherwise, we can just get the loopback address, which is a little bit easier. That's why I used it in the demonstration. So like we did last time, we create the socket, get the input stream, get the output stream, the ISR, and the reader, just like before. We create that line so that while we're looping through, we can keep reassigning that line value to be the input from the user, from the server, I guess, because this is the client now. So as it gets that line, or no, yeah, get from the client. So then we're gonna allocate space for a new thread, and we're gonna start that thread, and then we'll keep reading the inputs and the output and outputting. We'll keep reading and outputting the inputs until the user enters that null value, which is checked right here, and it's also checked if it's equal to 0 right here. Yeah, we're printing that line, and then we can exit at the end. And then I just have these catch blocks that don't do anything, but they're there. And so that is my assignment. Thanks for watching.